a day after the Trump administration announced that it would first pause and then set a new tariff policy on smartphones, chips, as well as electronics. Markets, especially tech stocks, gained on Wall Street. The S&P 500 closed 500 points up, while the tech-heavy Nasdaq gained 1% in trade. So on your screen, the S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, all U.S. stock indices closed yesterday's trading, Monday's trading in the green. But interesting news also coming in from Europe, as Europe also registered significant gains, with Germany's DAX ending the day with a 3% gain on Monday. Meanwhile, Asian markets, which were already inching higher on Monday, received mixed signals in early trade today, with Hong Kong's Seng index and China's Shanghai Composite index both falling in trade this morning. Japan's Nikkei suggesting a bullish move for electronic stocks like Sony. That index is up more than 1% this morning. Taiwan's TAIEX, meanwhile, gaining ground after last week's crash, looking good at over 1% rise. Meanwhile, South Korea's Kospi index is also finding wings in its feet, and that index is up about 0.7 percentage point this morning. On your screen, large stocks including Samsung, LG, which find a big market in the US, inching green in trade. Meanwhile, shifting focus to Taiwan. Well, Taiwan, the semiconductor manufacturer of the world, TSMC, seeing more than 1% gain in trade today. And let's shift focus back specifically to European shares, which saw a boost on Monday, driven by a rally in tech stocks. The surge followed US President Donald Trump's decision to grant exclusions from steep China tariffs on smartphones and computers, offering markets a much-needed breather after weeks of sharp fluctuations. Take a look.
A rally in technology stocks helped lift European shares on Monday. That's after US President Donald Trump granted exclusions from steep China tariffs on smartphones and computers. It provided markets a breather following weeks of sharp fluctuations. The pan-European stock 600 was up over 2% mid-morning after a third consecutive week in the red. Shares of chip-related companies Infineon, ASML and BE Semiconductor rose after Trump's Saturday announcement of these tariff exclusions. Trump said on Sunday that tariffs on semiconductors would be announced over the next week, and that a decision on phones would be made, quote, soon. An analyst suggested this could mark the start of a, quote, negotiation phase on tariffs. Weeks of back and forth over tariffs have rattled global markets, dragging the benchmark index down roughly 12% from its record closing high. And Goldman Sachs cut its 12-month forecast on the stock 600 for the second time this month, and said it, quote, anticipated more downgrades. It cautioned that US tariffs and a stronger euro could hurt corporate Europe's earnings. The European Central Bank is set to hold its policy meeting on Thursday, with markets widely anticipating a 25 basis point rate cut. Investors will also pay close attention to policymakers' assessments of how tariffs are affecting the economic outlook, as traders raised bets of rate cuts.